How's everybody doing out there? This is Ryan from the Ace Tate Online YouTube channel. This is my second edition of my video game pickups videos, showing off a little bit of my modest video game collection. I did pick up quite a few games since the last time I spoke with all of you, so let's get right down to it. For the NES, number one was Gyromite. I know this game is supposed to be played with Rob the Robot. I don't have Rob the Robot yet, maybe someday. But I did pick up the game actually because I heard that there may be a NES to Famicom adapter in the box. There wasn't. Number two, the next game I got was Willow for the NES. I've never played this one, but I enjoyed the movie when I was a kid, so I figured I'd give it a shot. Next one is a great game, Dr. Mario. Yeah, nothing much can be said about this except it's a lot of fun. Number three, my friend Bill actually picked up for me for my birthday. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. This was another one of my favorites when I was a kid. Graphics don't quite stand up to the arcade version, but there's extra levels are much longer, and it's really fun to just sit with a friend and play through the game. The next one that I got was Kid Icarus. This is one that I never owned back in the day, but I've been playing it quite a bit lately. Gives a pretty fair challenge, to say the least. And then the next three games that I bought are actually all in the same series. It's actually one of my favorite series of all time, which is I purchased Castlevania, Castlevania 2, and Castlevania 3. I've played quite a bit of these games since I've got them. I did finish the first one. Simon's Quest Part 2 is kind of a pain in the ass, and I've played for a couple hours and just feel like I've gotten nowhere. But I might go back to it, I might not. And then Castlevania 3, you know, probably the best one for the NES. And then the next game I picked up was the original Double Dragon. This is actually maybe the first Nintendo game that I ever played. I actually went over to my stepmom's brother's house, and he had this for Nintendo, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I'm glad to add that to my collection. And then I also got Gremlins 2, which you know, not my favorite out of the two movies, but the game is a lot of fun. It's got great music, a lot of challenge to it. You know, the graphics are pretty good for the time, so a really cool game. And then the last NES game that I picked up was Batman, the original Batman for the NES. And this is actually the first game I've managed to pick up complete with the box and instruction manual, so that's really cool as well. Now moving on to the PlayStation 3. For my PS3, I added Dead Space 2 and Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition to my collection. Dead Space 2, I've gotten almost all the way through that so far, and probably the scariest video game that I've ever played in my life. Just, you know, makes me jump, and a lot of fun. Graphics are awesome. You know, the scare factor is awesome. Cool game. And then I hadn't bought Street Fighter 4 in any of its iterations so far, so I decided to pick up Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. And I'm very happy that I got that. That's, you know, a fun game to break out of parties and stuff like that. And then for the Xbox 360, I picked up kind of a weird game that I've been, you know, seeing a lot about online on different websites and stuff. A game called Catherine, which is by Atlas. And I thought this game was a lot of fun. I just actually finished it the other night, and just crazy concept. It's kind of a puzzle game mixed with anime, mixed with horror. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, very cool. And then for the Wii, I added Metal Slug Anthology, which I've been looking for this game for a long time in stores and stuff, and just haven't found it. And then I was just browsing Amazon a couple weeks ago, and they had brand new for $12, and essentially you get almost all of the Metal Slug games ever released on one disc, and you know, for $12 you can't beat that. And then I also got one Nintendo 64 game this time, and it's, you know, one of the best ones ever, and it was 007 GoldenEye for the NES. You know, probably what defined multiplayer first-person shooters on a console. If you haven't played this game, you have to go pick it up. I managed to find a pretty good condition copy, actually at a flea market in Canada, and it actually they included a hard case for it, and it still had the original instruction manual, which is really nice. And then also the thing that I'm probably most excited about was I finally picked up a Sega Genesis, and with it I picked up a little game called Sonic 2, which might be my favorite Sonic the Hedgehog game for the Genesis. And that's the end of the story. Those are all the games that I picked up since the last video I made, and hopefully I'll continue to upgrade my collection and keep it growing. I know there's a lot of really cool channels with a lot of really cool video game collections, and I have a lot to strive for in my collecting endeavors. So thank you everyone for watching, if you're watching, and cheers.